so that's how much I need. Do you have your scalpel?
No. I don't have my scalpel.
That works.
Do you want me? I'll take the borrow someone's scalpel.
Squeeze me?
So you can, I'm only doing half, but you would normally do this all the way around the arc. Do this again.
I'll let you know tomorrow.
Yeah, I got you.
Before I like clean it up more. There's something.
Alright.
You got it ready?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh.
So I'm just gonna burn this on here.
Festooning.
You want to take it from 2 different angles?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Mike, your phone is kind of dark.
Yeah, you can turn
Brightness?
up the brightness right there. There you go.
What kind of phone is this?
Note. The Note.
Wait, the Note. It seems like they're making it smaller. I thought it used to be wider. But it looks longer now too.
Possibly.
It's a note too.
Because I used to have a Note, but it used to be so wide. It used to be wider than this.
So what's going on in this video?
So right now we're trying to wrap the wax to make our dent. So the teeth are set. We're just trying to wrap our wax around the denture base to make this, to get started on the aesthetics of it. So that's all we're doing right now. Just trying to get our aesthetics. So right now I'm just melting the wax onto the denture base. Nothing too major. This is like the setup step. So this isn't too integral right now.
So the main point is to also blend it in.
Well, I'm not really trying to blend it in right now. I'm just trying to get it to stick onto your denture base right now. Making sure I have enough everywhere. Okay. That's the length that this should be. So I'm probably gonna take this a little bit
I have a buffalo
longer.
knife. Do you want the buffalo knife?
Nah, I'm just gonna take this a little bit longer than the area that I said I'm gonna do. Okay, there we go. Wait, let's turn it that. Nah, that's right there. Okay. There, around the neck of the teeth.
Did he? I'm not sure. I haven't checked.
Okay, there we go. So you see how it's wrapped around the neck of it? Okay. So this is what I mean by cutting the neck of it. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut the neck of the teeth like that to get rid of this excess wax, because we don't need it to cover the actual tooth. We just need it to be into the contact, like so. So now I'm cutting the neck of the teeth. And it's nice when you do all this while it's warm, but I'm not gonna heat the wax up again. So once the wax gets cold, it's just kind of cold. This is just for beginners. Like if I was in clinic myself, I would probably heat it up again, but you gotta be comfortable with this to do that, because then you might end up burning this off and you gotta put a new layer on, which defeats the whole purpose of you having done this in the first place. So, you know, it's just a one-time heat right now, just to get our bearings basically. And again, it's not going to be perfect right now, but the final product will be. We're just trying to get the wax to roughly where we want it to be at the end. And another thing you see me doing is I'm pushing the wax into the contact, because we don't want the wax to go over the contact, because that doesn't look natural. Your gingiva peels underneath the contact into the contact, so we're taking off any excess wax that we might have in the contact, so to speak. So that's what I'm doing right now while I'm cutting this to the neck of the teeth, as like so. Okay. All right. Almost done with that. Yeah, this is the third time I've done this today. Whereas if I'd have recorded it, I only had to do it once. That's freaking genius.
I'm glad we didn't record it, man.
Yeah, because then you can just refer to this.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, even if we didn't meet on Sunday, you would still have the knowledge.
Yeah,
of
man, I
how
hope
to
we could meet
do
on
this.
Sunday.
Yeah, it'll probably be later in the day
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not gonna be here in the morning for sure. But probably around 5 or 6 ish. If I get back when I'm intending to, that would probably be the time. So I'm still just cutting the necks of these, just getting that out the way. Alright, almost done with that.
Looking really good.
Yeah, it's coming through.
Do you also have to do festooning on the lingual side?
No,
Oh.
no. This is just a facial thing.
Oh.
On the lingual, you just need it to be smooth. Once it's smooth on the lingual, you're pretty much golden. I only care about it being smooth and flush on the lingual. I don't do any festooning on the lingual. That's just unnecessary time. Don't do that on your competency either. Don't waste your time trying to do all that. Yeah, not on the lingual at least. You can do it on the facial. You just want to make sure everything's flush. So I'm trying to make it more flush right now. Alright, there we go. Okay, so now that we have a decent base, wait, let me bring this down a little bit more. So right now I'm just trying to bring this down to where I would expect it to be on an actual person. Because right now it's a little poofy. I didn't burn off the wax that we already had there to start. So right now the wax is a little bit poofy.
So maybe that's why it's a little bulky.
Yeah, so I'm just bringing the wax down a bit just so that it's not as poofy up here. So just very fine shaving in this area just to make it more realistic. Basically, and the wax is pretty hard right now, so this is what I call doing everything cold. So but now that looks a lot more aesthetic. And we're gonna bring this down. I might end up heating this up just because I don't feel like doing this whole thing cold, but this is a portion that you would typically do cold. So that's a lot better. So this is what I mean by just doing things cold is now I shaved off a lot more wax than in a lot shorter of a time than it would have probably taken me, But it's not so hot that I can't touch it with my hand. It's just warm enough so that it's taking off a lot more wax so that I ain't got to sit here forever doing this. This area is already pretty nice because there wasn't wax there to start with. So the next part is just shaving the attached gingiva into play like I told you. There isn't a lot of wax back here, so I need to add some so that it looks more aesthetic. So let me go ahead and do that. Because you can't shave what's not there. Alright, so. Alright, we'll put that back on. I'll fix that. There we go. There we go.
I remember the day we had our competency
Right.
to make a preliminary cast. My custom tree broke. The day off, bro.
Yeah, this stuff is really annoying because that's why I like the wax they give you downstairs because you can play with that wax a lot more than you can play with the wax that they give you up here. I don't know why they give you two different types of wax in the first place because
Maybe this wax is probably more cheaper.
it probably is because this stuff is really brittle and it breaks wildly easy. It's really, really annoying. All right, but anyway. It's not flush, but we'll make it flush. Alright, so right now what I'm doing is I'm shaving off the wax to get my. I'll just add that back in later. I'm trying to get the attached gingiva into play. So right now I'm just shaving underneath this, like I can see it with my eye, but you might need to draw it in yourself.
See what? What are you looking for?
So like this is where the attached gingiva would go, right there, right there, right there, right there, right there, right there, so on. So it's like about 2 millimeters of space, maybe 3, from the neck of the tooth, which is why you want to know where your neck is, down. So like 2 to 3 millimeters, give or take. So right above where I'm shaving is all of what I'm considering attached gingiva. That's all attached. And I'm just going across, and then once I get it low enough to where I want it, then I like go in this cupping motion, like so, to get the rest of it. I don't know what that is. Alright, so that's pretty low. And then go ahead and get this spot. So this is another portion where I tell you to initially do it cold, but you can also do it warm so that it doesn't take as long.
What's the benefit of doing it cold?
You don't mess up,
Okay.
because this is very technique sensitive. So if you mess up, you got to add the. Don't answer that. I don't know who that is. Don't answer that. No, just don't touch it. Because I don't know who that is. So when you do it cold, you can't mess up, because you just stop whenever you want to stop. But when you do it warm, you got to know how much warmth you need to get the job done to where you want it done. So